Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. Today I will be doing readings for those that have sun, moon, rising, any inner planets in Capricorn. I suggest that you look up your birth chart to see what signs you have in your birth chart. Look up those videos to those signs in my channel if this reading doesn't resonate with you. Please keep in mind that this is a collective reading. It's not a personalized reading. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Today I will be doing shadow work readings. Shadow work readings are readings to help bring to light feelings that you've been hiding, ignoring, repeating, that are keeping you stuck in the same patterns or attracting the same type of people. I will be starting the reading with astrology dice. So we have 7th house. It's funny because the 7th sign in the zodiac is Libra, and Libra, the south node right now, Libra is in the south node right now. We have Virgo, which currently we have Mercury in Virgo that's retrograde until the 15th of this month. But please keep in mind that any retrograde has a pre-retrograde shadow period and it has an after retrograde shadow period. So it'll be in the aftergrade shadow period for until September 30th, the end of this month, which will be going into Libra season. And we have South Node here, which I just talked about with the 7th dice of Libra. So I feel that this could really point towards how you probably keep yourself stuck in a certain pattern in relationships with the 7th house being here. 7th house is about relationships, and it's not just romantic relationships. It's any type of relationship, business partners, any type of relationship, contracts, equality, how equal or how fair you are to others and yourself. With Virgo being here and Mercury currently retrograde in Virgo, I do want to say that for some of you, I do believe that your relationship probably ended, or you ended something with someone, or someone ended something with you during Mercury retrograde, and it could have been before the shadow period. So it could have been before August 28th, and the shadow period should have been like about, I want to say like about a month and a half. So anywhere from June to August, if your relationship ended through there. I feel like for some of you, you probably ended a relationship, or your relationship ended around that time. We have the South Node here. South Node is about your comfort zone. It's about, North Node is about your destiny. South Node is your comfort zone. So if you have your South Node in Libra, your North Node would be in Aries, which would mean that you would need to be more assertive. You would need to speak up more for yourself. And if you do not know your South Node or your North Node, feel free to comment your birthday and I'll let you know where your South Node and North Node is at. Let's dive in further into these guys and see what else they want to tell us about patterns that you've been repeating. I've been trying to record this video, and yesterday I had some audio trouble, and when I was recording the Capricorn video, it's interesting because I got a message of some of you are repeating certain patterns in relationships of not like, so it's like, it's sort of like a cat, I want to say. Like, you get distracted with a new shiny thing in your relationships, in your romantic relationships, and you might step out, or you might entertain the other person for a moment, or you might even leave your current partner to entertain this person, but it doesn't work out. And it's a pattern that you've been repeating for some of you, not for all of you, but for some of you, this is something that you have been repeating. Of just trying to, like, and when I mean something shiny, because you're a Capricorn, I mean you have any Capricorn placement that you have. If you're not controlling that energy, it's going to be very hard on you. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you're a Capricorn moon, your emotions can be very heavy on you if you're not controlling them. So your expectations in relationships, whatever Capricorn placement you have, especially if it's in one of your big three, your expectations can be very heavy on your partner. And the crazy thing is that I also saw this with the reading I was doing last time, that your expectations aren't even something that you're willing to do for the relationship. So let's say that you're a girl and you're expecting for your partner to pay for every single meal that you guys go out and eat. You have that expectation, that's fine, but you're not willing to give anything in return to your partner, or you're not willing to show up on time, or you're not willing to participate or take into consideration what he would like to eat. Like, it's just what you want, and you're not taking into consideration the other person. And it's like for some others of you, you have some expectations, like I want him to dress nice, I want him to get a haircut, but yet you're not even maintaining yourself. But yet you go out looking like a bum, but you don't want him going out looking like a bum as well. So it's like for some of you, you have these expectations that you want from your partner, but you're not even giving to your partner. Like, you want your partner to be there, you want your partner to listen to you, but you're not listening to your partner, and you're not being there for your partner. And I feel that there's an unbalance there. And for some of you, this unbalance is something that you've been used to, you've been caught up in, or you probably saw growing up. Whoa. So for South Node, we have 8 of Wands, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. So the Lovers represents Gemini in tarot. So some of you might have been dealing with Gemini or a mutable sign, because Virgo is here. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces are the mutable signs of the zodiac. So some of you might be dealing with that type of pattern that I was talking about with a previous partner that was a Gemini or a Virgo, or had a lot of Gemini or Virgo placements in their chart. 8 of Wands is about fast moving forward. Some of you are trying to leave your comfort zone by moving away from it, but you're leaving people behind that are going to help you grow in that new comfort zone. Some of you are leaving people behind that aren't helping you grow in that new comfort zone that you're trying to build. And for a small percentage of you that are leaving people behind, I feel that for some of you, you can't distinguish who to leave behind and who not to leave behind, because for some of you Capricorn placements, with Libra being here, the 7th sign of the zodiac, not the 7th house, I'm not associating signs with houses, but the 7th sign, and the South Node being here, which is also in Libra, I feel that some of you are, and if this does resonate with you, I think I said this also with Taurus, but some of you are with Virgo. I believe it was a Taurus, but some of you are so caught up. Yeah, it was with Taurus. Some of you are so caught up in looking at the positive side in somebody, or only wanting to accept the positive side of them, that you're missing out on everything else. And for a small percentage of you, you do this because if you don't look at the positive side and you get caught up on the negative side, it's hard for you to get yourself out of that rut. But I feel that for a small percentage of you, there's somebody here. It could be a family member, it could be a mom, a dad, a brother, it could be a friend, it could be a third party, like a third party that's not a family member, it could be a third party that's you're cheating on this person with. But there's somebody here that you're not seeing. You're only focusing on their positive sides, and you're not seeing the negative sides, and they're getting away with a lot from you. And they get to do a lot of things as long as they just look good in your eyes. And for some of you, like, this person knows that, and they'll communicate, or they'll put other people in a certain light or in a certain situation to make them look bad, like to manipulate the situation so they could look better. Because they're master manipulators, people that you're dealing with. And I feel that for some of you, this is your family. Your family is a master manipulator, and They really manipulate you in how to feel, how to act, like what to think. And the way that they do this is not directly by telling you. They do this by manipulating the people around you. Can I have a card for Virgo, please? So at the bottom of the deck, we have King of Swords, and we have Death for Virgo. So the Death card in tarot is not about actual death. It's about rebirth. It's about taking old beliefs that aren't working for you anymore and doing something new with them, letting them go, building up a new you. The Phoenix, the bird, represents Scorpio and the Death card because it's about rebirth, about creating something new from the ashes. So some of you might be going through a breakup that you didn't see coming, and from those ashes you're supposed to create a new rebirth. You're supposed to reevaluate what brought you here, because for some of you, like I said, you're only seeing the positive side of this person or this situation, and it's really breaking your heart, because when they do something bad, you're not seeing it like that. You're only seeing the positive side, and it leads you here again and again and again and again. And what you're not noticing is that you're hurting the people around you with this cycle that you're creating. And for some of you, it's the way the cycle, the positive side could be of your own self, how you're not seeing your own flaws, how you're not accepting how you're taking advantage of people. You're the master manipulator for some of you, because King of Swords is here, and King of Swords is Gemini, air energy, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, another Libra sign here, so you could have been dealing with Libra. But King of Swords is about how you talk to yourself. And I feel that for some of you, the way that you talk to yourself, you're really, you talk positive and you try to think only positive things, but you're really ignoring something huge here, because you don't want to dive deeper into this negative energy or feeling that you get, and then you get stuck there. Can I have a card for 7th house? I usually only just take one card. Can I have a card for 7th house? Aww. 2 of Cups and the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. I think that this is an interesting combination. I feel that for some of you, you're lonely right now. You probably broke up with somebody that you really had feelings for because of a third-party situation, because of people around you that were manipulating you. And there were strong feelings here that you did break up with this person, because 2 of Cups is the best card you could have in a romantic relationship. For some of you, you may be married, or you may be getting married with somebody that you love, but there's old beliefs that are keeping you stuck in the same patterns, and they're trying to make you run in some way, trying to bring out the negative side to you. For some of you, I feel that it's building a loving relationship with yourself before you go on to any romantic relationship. Because for some of you, since the self-note is here, I feel that you're too much in your comfort zone, and you're too much, like, you build this box around you and you just stay there and you don't come out of there. And for some of you, you need to bring yourself out before you go into any romantic relationships, because staying there and staying in that box is keeping your old beliefs in the same place. It's like taking, I heard this before from another tarot reader, but she said it's like taking Tupperware and you put, you know how like you stuff it with food to Tupperware and you put it inside, and then you go into another relationship and they take you out of that Tupperware, but you're the exact same form, because you're not molding yourself into something new. You're not working into changing yourself. So what comes into the new relationships or the new people that you attract is the old you and the same patterns that you've been following from staying in your comfort zone. And for some of you, you're very hard on the way you talk to others and the way you talk to yourselves, especially if you're a manipulator. And for a small percentage of you, you keep using people, and that's going to come to an end. So, to clarify 8 of Wands, we have going with the flow, and then we have politics. So this card to me is about how you're hiding your face. You're not really showing your true colors. And going with the flow with 8 of Wands here is fast movement. So I feel that for some of you, you're moving way too fast, or you moved way too fast with a decision that you made in a relationship in the past of ending it or something. And I feel that this is the pattern that you do in relationships, where you probably move too fast to anger, you probably move too fast to judge people, you probably move too fast to conclusions. You probably move too fast to see the positive side in people, and you're missing out on their patterns that they keep repeating, that they keep bringing to you, because you just want to focus on the positive side of it. And for some of you, this could be with your family, where you just go with the flow and you just focus on the positive side because you want everybody to be happy. But there's something going on here that you're ignoring, that you're not seeing. And I keep saying that because the Death card is here, and Death card is about noticing the patterns that you're repeating, making new patterns, letting go of the old. And for some of you, during this Mercury retrograde, like I said, you did a fast decision during Mercury retrograde, and I really feel with the 7th house of relationships being here with 2 of Cups, that it was towards a romantic relationship, and it was a fast decision, and it was something that you didn't think through. And I feel that it was because this relationship or that relationship was forcing you out of your comfort zone, and you weren't ready to leave, or you're not ready to leave your comfort zone. And like I said before, some of you are in a box, and you need to get yourself out of that box before going into the relationship, because you're just going to keep repeating the same patterns. Can you clarify the Death card? Whoa. So we have Thunderbolt and the Fool that came out. Thunderbolt is the Tower card. So the Tower card is very similar to the Death card, and I usually only take one card, but the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because that would have been 4 major arcanas in your reading. And I think that that's very interesting, because with a lot of major arcanas, that means that there is divine energy, divine intervention going on here. And I feel that for some of you, you're really going against your divine intervention that's going on here. And you really left this relationship because it was taking you out of your comfort zone, and you're not ready to go down that path yet. Some of you feel you're not strong enough to leave your comfort zone. You don't want to. Yep. Isolation. You isolated yourself from this person. Suppression. You keep suppressing your feelings. For some of you, you disassociate with your feelings because that's what helps you keep going with the flow. That's what helps you not be in your feelings from here, from what you felt for this person. It helps you stay alone. And it helps you believe that, not that you're meant to be alone, but it helps you believe that this was the best decision that you made, because you're not ready to leave your comfort zone. And I feel that this relationship, if it wasn't forcing you to leave your comfort zone, you felt that it was leading that way, and you're not ready to face that. And there's also something here from the past that some of you aren't ready to let go of. And this could be the person that I did mention in the beginning of the reading, that you did leave a mutable sign for this person. So mutable sign, Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo. You were probably in a relationship with somebody from that time, and you left them for somebody else. And I feel that for some of you, they were getting you out of your comfort zone, and you weren't okay with that. And it doesn't have to be a sun sign, a mutable sign. They could be a moon, rising, Mars, Mercury, so don't get confused with that. Can I have a card for 2 of Cups, please? That's funny. So, ripeness and politics. You got this card at the bottom of the deck for going with the flow. So I think that for some of you, you're hiding your feelings, and you're thinking you're either thinking very toxic of the person that this all happened. You're putting the blame on them. You're not taking responsibility for your actions, or people around you are speaking very badly of this person, or they're trying to manipulate you of bringing up instances, like for example, like, oh, because this person isn't here anymore, you seem more happier, or, but it's like, for some of you, yes, that's true, but for some others of you, I feel that that's a form of manipulation that they're doing to keep you in your comfort zone, because like I said, for some of you, your family is manipulating you for a certain way of thinking or a certain way of being. And I feel that they wear a mask. For a lot of you, they wear a mask, and and they speak very positively to the public, but behind the public's back, they say things that they wouldn't say to the public. And I think that that's something very important, because I'm a huge believer of, if you're willing to talk, to say it, you should be able to say it to that person's face. And if you can't say it to that person's face, then like there's something that's not right there. That's like talking behind someone's back. And I feel that for some of you, you hide your feelings like that, where you don't really talk about how you feel, and you wear this mask of just happy feelings, but behind people's back, you could talk a lot of crap about them. And I feel that for some of you, that applies to your family. For some of you, that's you. For some of you, that's the partner that you are with. That's people that you keep attracting into your life. And rightness is here. So rightness is about patience. So I feel that some of you didn't have patience with going with the flow being here, and with 8 of Wands. Going with the flow is a very calm card, but because 8 of Wands is a very fast moving card, and this came out to clarify it, that's why I'm saying that there was a harsh decision being made, especially because suppression and politics is here, and 2 of Cups. So I really do feel that it was towards a romantic relationship. And it was a fast decision that you didn't want to have patience with. You didn't want to wait around. There was probably an answer that you wanted that you weren't getting. For some of you, you were probably dealing with a partner that was stuck in repeating their old patterns, and you just didn't want to wait around for them to break their old patterns, because they were stuck in their comfort zone. For some of you, you felt like your partner was faking their emotion towards you. You felt like this is the mask that they were wearing, but this is how they felt about you, and they kept their feelings suppressed about you. I feel like for a lot of you, you could talk yourself out of relationships like that by believing that they don't like you, or believing that they don't want anything to do with you. But I really feel that that could come from a place of trauma. That could come from the past, with self-know being here. I'll be doing shadow work questions now. Shadow work questions are to help you apply the questions, the reading, to your life. I sometimes offer exercises. Please know that I'm just going to read the questions, and what I say afterwards is just my own little intuition talk. I usually try to get 3 or 4 questions. Let's see how many we can get today. Where can I ask for more help in my life? I feel that for some of you, this is an actual trauma response of being super independent. That's a trauma response of not being able to ask for help. And that could be because when you were little and you did ask for help, help wasn't given to you, or help wasn't offered to you, or you were told just to figure it out on your own. So I feel that for some of you, asking for help is something that is very hard for you, and it's a trauma response. Like trying to do everything on your own, not being able to, and sometimes you don't have the patience to ask for help. And I feel that for some of you, there's something in your childhood that you haven't faced yet that has really shaped the anger that you're carrying around. And I feel that it's hard to ask for help of dealing with those feelings, or it's hard to ask for help of dealing with your past emotions from your childhood. Because for some of you, your family is not what they were now. I mean, like before, they're not the same as they were before, but before they caused you this trauma. And yes, they're all happy now and they're probably in a better place now, but you're still carrying this trauma around. And I feel that for some of you, this is why you move so fast and why you don't have patience sometimes, especially in relationships, because you feel that you don't want to waste your time. And I feel that what you're asking sometimes of people to do is very harsh because you want it now and you don't have patience to wait, and you're asking for changes from people that are like they were passed down from generation to generation. So for some of you Capricorns, you might be dealing, like let's say that you are dealing with a Libra. This Libra could have been, they could be carrying around so much trauma of, for example, codependency, and you want them to change that about themselves, but you're not having the patience to wait around for them to change it. And you're probably thinking, okay, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, it's been a year, 2 years, and they still haven't changed it. But it's like, have they at least done small progress? And I feel that the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there's things in you that you want to change and that your partner has asked you to change, but you're scared to ask for help. And I feel that you're in the same boat of your partner, and that goes back to me saying of those unrealistic expectations of how we all have something to work on, but yet you don't want to ask for help with what you have to work on. For some of you, how can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? I really feel that for some of you, check your moon sign and check your south node sign, and I feel that that could really help you out, because some of you are really, really stuck in your head. And I feel like for a small percentage of you that get really, really stuck in your head, you could have an air moon, which is Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra moon. And I feel that when you get stuck in your head, it's like you go there to ignore your emotions. And you don't feel nothing there. It's like you're like in a new world. But the thing is that when you do come down to reality and you do see like, oh, I didn't speak to this person, or this person doesn't want to speak to me anymore because of the time or whatever, it's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But yet it's a pattern that you've been repeating. And like I said, I feel that this is something from childhood, because maybe in childhood you had to suppress your emotions, or you had to fake how you feel. So now in relationships, it's hard to wholeheartedly show up like yourself because you're so used to faking how you feel. The last question is, how can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? It's funny because I feel that those two questions are very similar, and they both speak on very similar things of how you could show yourself more love. So I feel that for a lot of you, you're ignoring how you feel, and you're ignoring the feelings that you have because you disassociate or you disconnect from them too soon. And I feel that you push people away that bring out those feelings in you because you're not ready to feel those feelings. There's a meditation, if that resonated for you, there's a meditation that I recommend. It's just, you sit there for about 2 to 3 minutes, but you have to sit there with the feeling. So you wait for the feeling to come up. And the feeling that I'm talking about is the feeling that you've been trying to avoid all day, the feeling that you distract yourself with, like when it pops up. If you're an overeater, this feeling could trigger your eating habits. It could trigger your anxiety. So that feeling, you sit with it. Don't distract yourself. Don't go watch TV. Just sit with that feeling. The only way to react is to cry and just sit with that feeling. Hold yourself and your inner child in that feeling. And I feel that if you feel your feelings more. Like, don't try to feel the feeling that triggers you. I'm sorry if that came out wrong. But to sit with your feelings, especially the more uncomfortable feelings. Just sit there with your feelings and just feel them. And I feel that just being in the moment with your feelings is something that could really, really help you out with yourself and with people around you. Because sometimes in relationships, when people come to you with hard feelings, it's hard for you to react in a loving way, because sometimes you move too fast and you disassociate from your feelings, so you're not feeling what they're feeling, and you're not even putting your feelings in there. You're already disassociated from the situation, and you're looking at it from a non-emotional place, and you're giving advice from that non-emotional place, but it's like this person came to you for emotional advice. So it's like, to help you feel what that person is feeling, when you're listening to them, try to sit there with them, just listening to them in the moment, feeling their feelings. And I know that might sound dumb to some of you. It might not make sense. Ask them how it makes them feel. Try to see if you could feel how they feel. Offer more compassion when you talk to other people. And I feel that that exercise, where you started off with yourself, it could really help you offer that compassion and that space to other people and the loved ones around you. I really hope that this reading resonated with you, Capricorn. Please let me know how this reading went in the comments. I look forward to your next reading.